Ek gesels vanoggend met Dr. Sadiq Mohammed en ons praat oor hierdie nuwe boumateriaal wat hy ontdek het. Doctor, welcome to Groot Plaas.
Thank you, Mia.
It's really lovely chatting to you. To start off, tell me about your study, your most recent study. What did you find?
Okay. So what we did was that starting in 2019, we harvested alien invasive trees. Particularly, we focused on Port Jackson. We chipped the tree and we milled it into powder. We also acquired recycled plastic. We blended these two materials together through some iterative processes in the laboratory. And we were able to press these two materials into boards, which can be used for interior applications. It can be used as ceiling boards or wall panels in buildings anywhere in the world.
Yes.
We measured all the essential properties of the boards necessary for interior applications. We looked at the physical properties. We looked at the mechanical properties. We looked at the fire properties, fungal resistance properties, acoustic properties, thermal properties, and we found that this material is good enough to be used anywhere in the world.
What about this fact makes you really excited? I mean, what's the possibilities that is opening up by these materials?
Three very important things excite me about this. The fight against alien invasive trees.
Absolutely.
Is almost a hopeless fight. Well, why do I say it's hopeless? Throughout the world, there hasn't been a history, any part in the world, when there has been a successful eradication, complete eradication of invaded land by alien plants. A lot of the challenges stem from financing because it's very, very expensive to control alien invasions. The fact that we are able to now create more or less a business venture from an environmental menace is quite exciting to me.
I can imagine.
And it's not just the alien invasive plants alone, it's also plastic. You know, plastic menace is also a global issue. Plastic has been very useful. It has supported human life. It has also, at the same time, created a menace that we are struggling to manage.
Absolutely.
I think the global statistics is that just about less than 20% of the plastic that is produced gets recycled. Over 80% spills over into the environment. And this is worrying. So the fact that we are beginning to be able to combine these two environmental menaces into very useful products is quite exciting to me.
When you approached your study, obviously you start research about something with the hope that you get a pleasing result. Why did you bring these two materials to each other? The Port Jackson trees and plastic bags. Why those two? Why did that interest you?
Okay, so as I just explained earlier, I think the commonest environmental issue that cuts across global environments is plastic waste. So plastic waste is a problem in South Africa as it is in Ghana.
Yeah.
It's a problem in Europe. It's a problem everywhere.
Absolutely.
So when you have a global issue that worries everyone, it's very important that everybody from where we are try to find how we can if we cannot eradicate the problem entirely, we should be able to mitigate its effects.
Yes, that is yeah.
Yeah. Another issue came up for me. Around 2015, I got into farming.
Wonderful.
Yes, and I noticed that we created a lot of post-harvest waste in our farms. I used to look at the waste and just, I couldn't imagine that there was so much. For instance, if you go into a rice field after harvesting, see so much rice straw. And you can't imagine that all of this is waste. They look sumptuous. They look useful, but we just, so all of this, were playing in my mind. The third issue that happened is that I used to take particular observation of a sealing material that we use here in Ghana. It's an acoustic sealing material. The material is very expensive, and so it is only used in public facilities. Most private individuals are unable to afford it. But, well, the material had a very big weakness. It was what the scientists would refer to as hydrophilic.
Yeah.
It loves water. So when there's moisture in the environment, the material easily soaks the moisture and it begins to break down. So the ceilings would break down, very expensive ceilings. They are installed, and after a very short while, they break apart, and it becomes very difficult to fix it. So around that time, I began thinking about how I could solve that problem as well.
That's wonderful.
So the idea of using waste, post-harvest agricultural waste, in addition to a material which is water resistant, which is plastic. Plastic is very water resistant. So that if we could convert these two materials into a product for ceilings, we were not only going to overcome the issue of soaking of ceilings, and they soak it because the plastic is water resistant, it's not going to soak here. And we were at the same time going to be creating a low cost material, because the two sources of the raw materials are both waste.
Yes.
Plastic is waste, and the farm waste is waste.
Yes.
So this is how it all started.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
It's really, I don't think people always realize the intense thought process that goes into a study, because like I say, you might ask, but why these? Why put these together? I love it that there's a bigger picture in mind. Like you said, we've got a waste problem, plastic problem, and alien trees. We've got a plants problem. Put them together, let's make a solution. Do you think we are ready, and we actually should, as a country, as academics, actually use that frame of thought to approach other studies, look at things that are problems, get them and make them a solution?
Yes, essentially, that is what academia should be doing.
Yes.
Yes, I think sometimes we lose focus of our existence as academics, and sometimes we just pursue laurels,
Yes.
We want degrees, we want titles, but we are not really focusing on the everyday problems that confront us. So essentially, if we are able to refocus academics, these are the kinds of solutions we should be engineering, solve the problems that confront us every day.
And you are from Ghana, and just tell me about your time here, in South Africa. I mean, a little bit of background about you.
Okay, so basically, almost everything was different. It's interesting that in the same continent, yes, West Africa, in fact, the climatic conditions here are entirely different from what I experienced in South Africa.
Yeah.
I never expected that we would have snow in Africa.
We also don't expect it. Yeah.
Yes. So the first thing that hits me, because when I arrived in 2019, I came in July. So it was winter.
Yes.
So I bumped into winter. And I had to deal with it as my first challenge.
Yeah.
You see, yes. And the issue of food, I was surprised. There are, beverages, beverages, very common beverages you find in shops and supermarkets here, I expected to see in South Africa. I couldn't find, for instance, Malta Guinness.
Oh.
I went through shops, you go to Pick and Pay or,
any shop, yeah.
And you don't find, when you mention Malta Guinness, they say, what is that? They don't even, So I was surprised that, so food itself was another challenge. It took me a while to notice that I had to always come with my own food from home, because I used to visit Ghana at the end of the year and come back to South Africa the following year. And I remember one time my food was nearly confiscated at the airport. because I brought in a material that was supposed to have been granted some, they call it a phytosanitary certificate.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, and this links directly to the research that I did. If you don't check the kinds of things that cross border into your country, sometimes you import problems.
Yeah.
So if you bring plant products, and that is how alien trees got into South Africa. Some of the ways, cross-border transportation of products that are unchecked. Yes. So the airport security guys did well. They checked everything, and they found out I was carrying goods that required that I had phytosanitary certificate. Fortunately, I had one.
Yes.
Yes. So this was it wasn't easy. The environment was different. The food was different. The climate was different. But yes, somehow I managed to settle. Yes, and then. Yes,
Doctor, we've got around 1 minute left, and I just want to hear from you. You've got this. You did the study now. What now? What's happening? What's the next step? If you can sum it up for us.
Okay, so I think that at this stage, I wish this could be done. My current proposal is that we should be able to collaborate 3 government departments and agencies in South Africa. The Department of Human Settlement, which handles the construction of RDP houses. The Environmental Affairs, which deals with both wastes and alien invasive trees.
Yes.
If we can create a collaboration around these departments, we should be able to move the huge budgetary support for managing alien invasive plants into a business venture that can feed into RDP houses.
Doctor, we're going to have to stop there. We've run out of time, but I am so grateful for the time you took to do this study, and I really hope it falls on fruitful ground. Thank you for your time.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me. Thank you to your viewers. Thank you.